Whether else Tyler's back with another 2008 year and continues. Doing a, I've been reviewing a lot of stuff. I'm a busy beaver with Slammiversary. We're almost at the end. We're at the month of June. We already did 119 Extreme Rules. Now we're doing Slammiversary. And yeah. So let's get on to Slammiversary 2008. This was a really good show. So yeah. June 8th at the Del Sol Civic Center in southern Memphis, aka Memphis, Tennessee, home of the Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. So yeah. So this was a really good show, like I mentioned, but TNA at this point was, compared to 2 years ago, 2006, 2008, really starting to be a little at this point. It's not terrible compared to the Hogan years, so there's that. And your main event is the King of the Mountain match. This is the the fourth King of the Mountain match. There's one in 2004, and one of their weekly pay-per-views. 2005 is Slammiversary, 2005, 2006 did have one, and 2007. Oh no, this is the fifth one. Yeah, the fifth one. Right here with Samoa Joe defending against In the Clouds. This cover is with Rhino, Booker T, Christian Cage, and Robert Roode. So yeah, AJ Styles turned babyface right after Sacrifice, and he's no longer a goofy sidekick. A goofy, you mean in a good way, but anyways, let's start with Slammiversary 2008. This is the 6th anniversary of the TNA, yeah. So let's start off. First match is for the TNA X Division Championship. Petey Williams defeats Kaz. This was a very good X Division title match. So yeah, Petey Williams retained here, and I think this reign lasted until, I want to say, No Surrender 2008. I think that was the period they dropped the title. I get an 8 out of 10, and then right after the match, Scott Steiner says, "Why am I not in the main event?" or whatever he said, and it leads to the return of Abyss with a new attire and the back says Park and a bunch of numbers I forgot. So yeah, Abyss. Last time we saw him was against All Out 2008, and this is gonna be lead to a feud between Abyss and Scott Steiner, but they were not on Victory Road. Let me check. No. Typical TNA. They don't have a few being advertised. Abyss beat Black Hole Slams all three of them, which was Scott Steiner threw Petey Williams into Abyss and gets a Black Hole Slam. Then he Black Hole Slam Steiner, and then Rocket Khan also. Hey, it's cool to see Abyss back in TNA. You know, he's been gone. I think he was legitimately hurt during that barbed wire massacre. I don't know. Anyways, then we have a 6-woman tag team match. Gail Kim, ODB, and Roxy defeat the Beautiful People and Moose. I don't know who the hell she was. This was just a throwaway match. Should have been on an Impact. I get a 4 out of 10. And then we have for the TNA Tag Team Championships, LAX defeats Team 3D. These two teams had one of the worst, well, not the worst match in TNA history. Gina vs. Charmel from Victory Road 2009, which was the year later. But the electrified cage match from Lockdown 7, oh my god, that was bad. this match was actually better than those matches in 2007. I give it a 6. TNA should have been the tag team champions, but this was LAX's first reign as a TNA version of the tag team champions. Those were the NWA version of the TNA tag titles, so yeah, there's that. Now, I'm gonna combine these next two matches. Oh, let's talk about that wedding segment. Yeah, this led to... They did the whole... Where Jay Lethal was trying to be like... The whole Black Machito thing was trying to be like Macho Man a little... Kind of. And then it's... The light... They had guys like Jake Roberts, Kolo Beware, Kamala, and... Some other guy, I don't know. But... Yeah, Sanjay turns heel, and this leads to a feud between these two over... Who was that? Who was the... Oh, SoCal Val. Yeah. Yeah, that was a weird segment on this pay-per-view. And it aired on for weeks trying to find Elvis because they're going to be in Memphis. But anyways, this is the whole Osakon... Jesus Christ. $25,000 open challenge to see who could be here for the Knockout Championship. And this whole thing will be... This whole thing was starting up for... I believe it was like 2 weeks, a week after Sacrifice. I don't know. But anyways, Osakon defeats Shira Deeb. And she also defeated Jose Robinson. I think these were trained wrestlers, but I cannot rank this. This was just another segment on Slammiversary. And they're going to find Elvis, got beat up by Awesome Kong. So what was the point of that? Yeah. Anyways, AJ Styles defeats Kurt Angle in the best match on Slammiversary. These two have a better match at Hard Justice than their Last Man Standing match, which we'll get to when we get to August. So there's that. AJ Styles is again a babyface. Kurt Angle forms this weird group called the Bad Guys. Okay, this was before the Main Event Mafia. This is tease. The plans were seeded for the Main Event Mafia, which will later be Kurt Angle, Sting, Booker T, Kevin Nash, and Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner, yeah. Which, 4 out of the 5 guys were WCW mainstays, except for Kurt Angle, never wrestled for WCW. But yeah, I give this a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. Best match of the night. And then we have the main event, the King of the Mountain match for the TNA Championship with Kevin Nash as the special guest enforcer. Oh, speaking of hello, Kevin Nash. Samoa Joe defeats Booker T, and hello again, Booker T, Christian Cage, Rhino, and Robert Roode. So this was made the first time Samoa Joe was the first person to retain the world title in a King of the Mountain match. Because 04, Jeff Jarrett won when Ron Killings was the world champion. 05, Raven won it when AJ Styles was the champion. 06, Jeff Jarrett won again. That time Christian was the world champion. 07, the belt was vacated. So yeah, this was the only time in the King of the Mountain match for the world title the championship retained, because the following year, Kurt Angle won when Mick Foley was the world champion. This was one of the more forgettable King of the Mountain matches. If you could combine them all for the world title, that is, this would be the most forgettable one. I had to say, the following years was, and I had to put 04 and 05. I think 07 was the best King of the Mountain match. I give this a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. This was the most forgettable King of the Mountain match. And this leads to Booker T versus Samoa Joe in a one-on-one feud that led to the Sting heel turning, and the seats were continuing to plan for Main Event Mafia. So, Slammiversary, this was good. I give it an 8 out of 10. Way better than One Night Stand Extreme Rules. Next up will be Night of Champions. And before that, I will talk about the 2008 WWE Draft. And Victory Road. And again, in this Cross the Line 3-pack. There's a lot of different versions of this cover, this box art, which this is the one I have with Christian on it, but the others were like AJ Styles and I think Booker T was one, and I think someone said Samoa Joe, but I don't know. But again, if you open it up, a logo. A fucking logo. But next up will be Night of Champions. And for the TNA side, it's Victory Road. On the road to 50 subscribers, I'll be back with my next Shrek movie review, which will be the third. That was called. And, I'll do my next AEW review probably Saturday, perhaps. I don't know. So yeah, bye. Like, comment, and subscribe.